welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name is Grant. Today I'm unboxing the first game in a series that I've really enjoyed. About a year ago we got and played Road to Independence by this same company, the historical game company. They are printed by Panther. That game was the American Revolution. This is the French and Indian War, and I believe this was the first game in the series. It's called the French and Indian War game. It says here at the bottom, a strategic two-player game on the French and Indian War in North America. Easy to learn and play. That is the hallmark of this series and what the designer Stephen L. Kling sets out to do. This is not a complex game. In fact, this system, and you can see it has custom dice that are really, really nice. This system is about trying to take over territories by rolling dice and matching the battle requirements on these location tiles. Nothing complex about this. It's a fairly simple game, but I found it to be very enjoyable. Plays in about 45 minutes to an hour. It just depends on how quickly it goes. It does say 90 minutes here, but I feel like we played it in an hour. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm glad we got this one because I did enjoy Road to Independence very much. In fact, I wanted to show you, sorry, turn that upside down. So here's this, I think this is the second game in the series called Road to Independence, the American Revolution. This is the one that I was talking about. Similar concepts, custom dice, a very nice production for a smaller company. And I think Panther does a good job on this. So when we open it up, the first thing I'm going to show you here are the customized dice. Couple things about them. They are very chunky, a great weight to them. These are not light dice. When you roll these, they make some noise. Have a good heft to them. You will notice that there are different colors representing the different units, obviously, or nations. Obviously, the white are the French, the red are the British. These pink die are irregular units and Indian allies. You can see that Indian chief's head and musket there. And then you also have, I think it's, I can't remember. This is a colonial unit for the, I want to say it's for the British. And then you have a lighter, no, it's the same color. So there's a couple different dice. Each person's going to get a certain amount. And then when they are used, when these location dice or location tiles come up, there is a naval die as well. You can see it has a big ship of the line there with full sails ablow. One thing I would point out, so I'll show you this die. Each dice has better or worse results, like the irregular die are worse than the regular dies or dice. So here's an example. This means 2 infantry power when you roll that. That is a fort symbol, and sometimes locations require you to roll a fort symbol. The irregular units, and then artillery as well. So when you're rolling these, once again, you're trying to match those up with what is required on the location. So there's one that has a 3 infantry symbol, and then you'll notice the British regular dice almost all have 3s on them. So it's going to tell you what dice to get at what time. Certain events will add dice to your hand and capabilities. As you can see, there are blanks on these dice. This is that naval die for the French. But the regular dice, or regulars, don't have any blanks on them, while the irregulars, well, they don't have blanks either. They just have less higher results. Yeah, they just don't have 3s. So really cool custom dice, very well made. I'm very glad that they, in this design of this game and series, as I said, there are 2 games that have been released, that they decided to go to the extra expense to buy these custom dice, because that really makes the game, in my opinion. Here you go. This is kind of the main focus of the game. These are card stock. They're not overly, you can bend them. They're not overly sturdy, but they're also not going to wear out very easily. They're going to weather several different plays. But these are what are called location tiles. There are British ones and there are French ones. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the map. So I'm going to jump ahead a little bit, because this is the order they came out in. And this is a canvas map. They do that for this series, and really nice. In fact, all of the Historical Games Company games have these canvas maps. They're just really nice. If you put this under a plexi for a couple of hours, that seam's going to disappear for your play, but you're going to have to deal with that. It tents a little bit in the middle. I'm not sure that there's a way to get over that. As you can see, this is a legal size sheet of paper. But I'm going to show you a close-up because I want to go back to the locations. So you can see the red locations, and then you have white locations. White are controlled by the French, red are by the British in North America. And each of these location tiles correspond directly with one of these British sites. So Fort William and Mary, we're going to find that, and I should know where that is, but I don't, because I'm an idiot. Fort Upper Track, there's Fort William and Mary. Sorry, I was just overlooking it. So once again, Fort William and Mary is this location, and that is its defensive level. So when, let's say, the French are attacking it, and they might have, I don't know, 3 regular dice and then 1 of the irregular dice. They're going to roll those, and you are trying to match these with a number of dice. So based on what I rolled there, boom, I rolled a 3 and a 2, which is a 5, and obviously you're not going to be able to attack this one unless you have a lot more dice, because that's going to take up those 2 slots. So hey, I've completed that. You can also only complete 1 row at a time. I'm going to add some more dice in here. So you can see that at this point, I have to re-roll. So let's just say I had 2 more dice, right? So you're going to roll again, and you're looking to match these up. You need 4. Okay, so I did do it. I rolled 2 and 2 there. And then this might be my 3rd and final roll. I have to roll a 4. I didn't, so I didn't succeed. So that's the way these location tiles work. The reason these are tiles is you're going to lay these out in front of you as a player, and those are the ones that you control. So let's say you took a couple of French ones. So you would now control those, and this is kind of how you track that control. Boy, if you took Louisburg and Grand Falls, you're in pretty good shape. But then as the French player attacks those, you're going to bring that out, you're going to play it, and people are going to roll dice, and they may win it back. So that's why these are separate cards. And you can see there's a whole different host or variety or arrangement of these units. Like there's an artillery that's required. There's 6 different infantry. And remember, you can only use or only complete one of these lines at a time. You can't roll the dice and complete it in 1 roll. It's going to take you a minimum on this one of 3 or 4 rolls, 4 rolls to do that. So that's all of those location cards. Here's the French ones. I like the background art on them, pretty neat. They're all standard. They don't have unique, specific. You can see Louisburg is pretty tough. You need 2 fort die, an artillery die, and 6 infantry. And why that is important, held by the French or the French there. To do 6 infantry, you're going to have that's going to take 2 total dice, or potentially even 3 dice if you use a 2, a 3, and a 1. So that's a very formidable fortress, and it is worth 4 victory points. So ultimately, at the end of the game, you are trying to control the most victory points through those locations, and that's the way the game works. Nice looking map, very simple. I will say the American Revolution one, they've upped the game on the graphic design. It looks a little bit better with some terrain and other effects, but this looks fine. Has a sequence of play on the board, your map terrain chart, so you understand. You can use roads, which are the red lines, or rivers to connect, which are the blue squiggly lines. So that's a key part of the game, is understanding where and when you can move. To move on rivers, you need a naval movement die. So you're going to have to, when you rolled this, I couldn't use a river this turn. That's very, very key. Also has starting location victory points total. So the British have 20, French have 37. This is the turn track. It is a 10-turn game, so plays pretty quick. The game also comes with a couple of 6-sided dice, because occasionally you have to roll random results, etc. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rules. Not a lot of rules here. This is a bifold, so it is four pages. 4 full pages, but it is 4 pages. So not an overly complex game. This is a game that you're going to play quickly, plays in an hour or less, and is really pretty fun. We didn't have any problems with the rules when we played the game last year. The game also comes with cards, and these are, in essence, event cards. This is just a printing thing. Each side has the same amount of cards. I think there are 10 cards. 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 cards, and you basically get to draw one of these each turn and do its effects. So let's go ahead and look. These are British cards. The British player may only attack one location during this turn. So there are limiting factors like that. This one gives you some re-rolls, 2 auxiliary dice. This one, you can change a die result per location attack, so that's kind of cool. British player may attack 3 locations during this turn. So those are important cards. And then the British have similar cards that address kind of the same concepts. The French player loses the ability to roll 1 auxiliary die for each location attack during this turn, smallpox. So, cool cards. They kind of add a little bit of flavor to the game. And then there is a quarter sheet of counters. These are the laser printed style of counters. These are just kind of blanks at the top, but I really like how they printed that across the top. I think that's kind of sharp. But you can see there are French control on the back side of those. There are British control counters. When you control a location, you'll put that out, and then once again, you'll take that card and put it in front of you. It's just a visual way to quickly understand what is what. There are also garrison units. These are garrison units that add to the difficulty when they are placed onto these location cards. So if this is a key area and the French appear to be attacking it, I think at the beginning of the round, everybody's going to redistribute their garrison units, and you can put that on, and that's an extra requirement that is needed to defeat that location. You cannot put 2 garrison units on the same location, but each side has 3 of those, a 2, a 1, and a 1. Although the British have 2s, 3 of those, 2 2s, and 1. So they're a little bit better in that regard. And generally, each side gets 3 attacks, and these are attack markers. So you're going to identify, which locations you're going to attack, and that's how you determine where you're going to attack. Simple counter art, simple design and layout, very functional, nothing overly fancy. But yeah, there you have it. Very much excited about this game because I enjoyed so much the American Revolution version. They are also supposedly working on an American Civil War game using this same system. So I'm very much excited to get a look at that. So there you have it, the French and Indian War from the Historical Game Company, designed by Stephen L. Kling. Very cool, chunky dice, great canvas board, nice little location tiles, 4 pages of rules. This is a game you can play as a cool down game in between a couple of games, or even after a large war game. You can also play this with your dad, your brother, your sister, maybe who aren't as into war games, and this could potentially be one of those gateway games for them. I would also say this is printed by Blue Panther. You can purchase this off of the Blue Panther website, so go ahead and check that out and let them know that the Player's Aid sent you. So thanks for watching. I've been Grant for the Player's Aid.